Hello everyone and welcome to Vira channel, the channel where we are all embracing our full potential, reaching new heights and reaching above the challenges that are standing on our way. My name is Elena and I'm so happy to have you here. In this video, we are going to explore our own identity. What is identity and how it's shaping our life, but also how we can shift our identity and how we can consciously choose who we want to be. Our identity is who we believe we are, is how we are seeing ourselves. Big part of our identity is unconscious and it's accurate through our childhood. When we were kids, if people around us were telling us that we are a lazy person and we was hearing that repeatedly, most probably we start to believe that we are a lazy person. And then we start to telling to ourselves that we are a lazy person. And then our behavior start to be aligned with what we are believing, that we are a lazy person. Laziness become part of our identity. And then our behavior become aligned with our identity. We start to procrastinating things. We start to not getting things done, not taking any action. Laziness become who we are. Doesn't matter if our identity is going to be positive or negative. It's going to be conscious or unconscious. Our behavior and actions, they're always going to be aligned with our identity. Remember that you will never go further than the limits of the person you see yourself to be. But the good news is that you can shift your identity. You can decide who you want to be. You are not under obligation to be the same person that you were in your past. Your identity is not written in the stone. You have choice to choose who you want to be. I want to tell you one example that I heard many years ago and was perfect example in which I realized how our beliefs towards ourselves and our identity is shaping our life and our future. So this story is about one kid that he was having difficulty in his learnings and finishing tasks and interacting with other people, and the people around him believe that he's not going to do very well in his life because he's not smart and he's not so much capable. But one day in his class they make tests based on their IQ, and when they got the results, that kid was having one of the highest IQ results in his class. Since that day, that kid started to believe for himself that actually he is smart. He started performing differently. He started to interacting with other people differently. He started to showing up for himself differently because he started to believe that if he have high IQ, that must mean that he is very smart. So he started to show up differently in his life. Years after, he became someone who is successful, somebody who is fulfilled, someone who is a high achiever, someone who have great relationship, someone who is great in communication, and someone who is in every field of his life very fulfilled person. But one day his mother get a letter from the school, and in that letter was written that many years ago when they made that IQ test, they mixed the results between that kid and some other kid, and that actually her kid was having one of the lowest IQ results in that class, not one of the highest IQ results in that class. But that kid that was having one of the lowest results in that class now was high performer, was someone who is very successful, someone who is doing great in life. And what we can conclude from this situation is that it wasn't the result of his IQ that made him to be this person today, but his beliefs towards himself. The moment when he started to believe that actually he's a smart person and somebody who is capable, he started to behave as that person. He started to show for himself differently, and he become other person instead of the person who was destined to fail. This story is a perfect example in which we can see how the beliefs towards ourselves are shaping our life and shaping our future. So now how we are going to shift our identity. When we are shifting our identity, we need to have clear vision of who is that person that we want to become. We need to know everything. Ask yourself, who is that person that I want to become? You need to know what that person is thinking, how is feeling, with who she is surrounded, how she is talking, what is wearing, where is living, what are the daily habits of that person, what are the priorities, what are the things that are not priority for that person. You need to know everything so you are going to be able to become that person. This on the beginning, it's requiring a lot of conscious effort. When we are trying to shift our identity, we need to remind ourselves constantly what is our new identity. Example, if in the past you was person who was starting many tasks but not finishing them, and your new identity is that everything that you're going to start, you want to finish it, then you need to remind yourself that this is who you are. Now this is your new identity, is who you are. You're a person who is finishing the tasks. In this period, I'm going to suggest you to make reminders for yourself. You can write some words in your house that are going to remind you on your new identity, or you can make some reminders on your phone that are just going to keep you in that energy, and they are going to keep you accountable. Very important part in shifting our identity is to feel the emotion of our new identity. We can do this one with visualization. When we are closing our eyes and imagining who is that our new identity, and we imagine like in the present moment we are that person, our body don't know the difference between what is happening and what we are imagining. And if we are doing this one on the daily basis, then our body and our mind, they are going to start to believe that this is who we are now, and this is the most efficient way to embody your new identity. So simply put all together, in shifting our identity, the first step is to decide what is your new identity, who you want to become. The second part is what I mentioned in my last video. You need to prove yourself with small wins. Actually, that your behavior, action, and habits, they need to be aligned with your new identity. This is the part when you are starting to act as the person you want to become. And the third part is visualization. Visualization is going to help you a lot in this process to embody your new identity. The hardest part, and the part where the most people are failing when we are changing our identity, is that in one point you are going to start to believe in your new identity. You are going to start to act differently. You are going to have different boundaries. You are going to have different priorities. And the people in your life, they are going to start to notice the changes in your life. And they are going to start to say that you changed, that something is wrong, that they cannot recognize you anymore. And not with bad intention, but they are going to try to keep you in your old energy. And in this period, it's very important to remember what is your new identity, but also to remember the reasons why you start to change your identity, why you start to reinvent yourself. As human beings, we all have mental picture of the people around us. And those pictures are based on past experience, some conversation, some shared moments together. And once when we are reinventing ourselves and changing our identity, the picture that we are showing now, it's not matching with the picture that people around us are having towards us. And because of this reason, it's coming to some disagreements and misunderstandings. And this is normal and it's part of the process. But what I'm going to suggest you in this period is to have open conversation with the people that mean a lot to you and the people you love. And if you explain them that you are reinventing yourself and changing your identity and that you want to become a better version of yourself, then you're going to give them a more understanding from where those changes are coming. But also apart from this period, it's to understand that not everyone is going to support you, and that not everyone is going to want to stay in your life when you're reinventing your life. And this part, it's painful and it's fulfilled with a lot of grief. But every person who changed their identity, reinvent their life, and become a better version of themselves, they needed to go through this process and understanding that not all relationships are meant to be here forever, and that we are all in different journey, and that we are growing in different pace, and that sometimes with a lot of love and a lot of understanding, you need to let go of the relationships that are not serving you anymore. Thank you for watching. I really hope that you can get something valuable out of this video. My intention with this video was to explain you the importance of our own identity and how it's shaping our life. Hopefully I was able to communicate that in a clear way and that I give you something to think about. Thank you for watching one more time. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and see you in my next video. Bye!